My name is Josh Swatosh. I was born 3 months premature, lack of oxygen at birth. And what you see now is what I see every day.
My name is Lauren Childress. I was born at 26 weeks. I have retinopathy of prematurity. I developed that from being in an incubator for 5 months with too much oxygen.
I met Lauren Childress 8 years ago, and it was very interesting because the more we got to know each other, the more we found we had in common.
I get coffee going if someone's gotten the pot ready for us the night before. Make sure that I have ready what I'm gonna wear. Hope that it matches. I help Josh get his medications if he hasn't started the process already.
They have recorded on here everything that is on the actual pill bottle label.
Prescription for Lauren Childress. Take 1 tablet twice daily as needed.
That way we know we're not taking the wrong meds, or I'm not taking her medication, or she's not taking mine. I've gotten used to being blind, and I've learned to adapt and overcome. To be honest, the thing that annoys me more than anything is the fact of being in the wheelchair, because for the longest time I was unable to go to church because people say they don't want to come and pick me and anybody else up because of my wheelchair.
I have to rely on the kindness of friends to be able to get to a medical appointment on time. And then once I get there and I have paperwork to fill out, I have to worry about, is there going to be time for someone to help me fill out this paperwork before I go back and see the doctor?
One thing I must say, because of the advancements in technology, is it's a lot easier to find resources and find things on the internet when you need something, or even to be able to schedule a flight or schedule a trip on a Greyhound bus if you needed to. But I like to try and do more online if I can help it. If something is accessible with a screen reader or with voiceover on the iPhone, that means that you can use it and successfully navigate it independently.
I use VoiceOver for iOS, which is the screen reader that is built into all of Apple's products.
I know that being positive will stand out further than if you're negative and you think, well, I can't do this, I can't make it. Because if you're positive, then people are more willing to listen to what you have to say. I look forward to going today to show the people at Microassist how we use the many different websites that we use.
We have had a passion for accessibility because of the work we've done with the state. And some of that may have come along as requirements, but I think the more we've gotten into the space, the more we just see the human need behind it.
We have programmers and developers in the room that do development from an accessibility standpoint for websites and for apps. If you could give them some advice as two people who have blindness, what would it be that you'd like to give for?
If you're gonna develop an app with accessibility, and when an update rolls out, don't break the accessibility, because we see that a lot.
I thought it was amazing what we were doing before when I first got here, because accessibility isn't something you hear about in the mainstream, but actually seeing people using that and putting what we do into practice makes you feel really good about it. And it gives me a lot of ideas about how we could actually make some of our products better.
You've told me authentication is a challenge that you have on various sites. Is
Yes.
Is that common for most people that are blind?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so again, we have a group of developers and programmers here. Any suggestions?
Try and at least have an alternative even if you have to make it something different, like at least have one version of your site accessible. I come over inaccessible websites more often than not, unfortunately. A lot of times there is no good contact information for the developer.
First thing that struck my mind was like I should never break the existing accessibility. Make sure that I help them.
I think today they saw the challenges, and it's really challenges. I don't think they call it struggles. I think they call it challenges that they encounter with websites and apps and buildings. And I think, and I hope that's what today brought to the forefront is this is who you're working for.
Anything is possible if you make it possible. You have to learn to adapt and overcome.